So we start the season exactly how we would want to, with 3 points at the end of 90 minutes. Man United 0, Arsenal 1. This is your full-time match reaction, and I've actually already done the match reaction, but for some reason, my mic ran out of battery and I had to do the whole thing again, and I didn't even realize it. So here we go for take 2. Yes, people, then welcome back to RASenal TV. I'm your host, Deanie, and welcome to my full-time match reaction. Man United 0, Arsenal 1. We won away at Old Trafford on the first game of the season of the Premier League. And you know what? We can be happy at the end of the day. At the end of the day, when you don't play well and you're under the kosher for a lot of the game, we wasn't the dominant team. We were dominant in, not even necessarily dominant, we controlled the game in parts, but there were times where you could say we got out of jail, because if it wasn't for a great performance from David Raya, we could be looking at a very different scoreline at the end of the day, because he made a number of saves. In that game as well, the defense was decent today overall. Obviously, we didn't concede. We kept the clean sheet, which is absolutely amazing. Also, before I forget, make sure you subscribe. If you are new, make sure you smash a like on this video as well, and make sure you drop your comments below in the comment section of what you thought of this game and who were your man in the matches of this game. I'll get into that at the end of the video as well, and we'll get into some player ratings at the end, towards the end of the video as well. But overall, we got out of jail. You can say we got out of jail. It was a hard watch at times. I didn't get off my seat a lot, meaning the attacking front three alone between Martinelli, Gyökeres, and Saka didn't have the best of games today. Gyökeres definitely tried. Martinelli definitely tried. Saka was just off it today. He didn't really get into the game much at all today. First game of the season. With Gyökeres, he didn't have much time to acclimatize with the team. Obviously, we got him in late in pre-season as well, which is what we didn't want, which is what I didn't want. If you've been seeing me on the RASenal Transfer Center on this channel, make sure you go over there and watch a couple of videos of that as well. Got one coming out tomorrow as well regarding transfer news. But people, if you've been seeing that, you've been knowing that I wanted Gyökeres in from the beginning. That's what you wanted. That's what any manager wants, to have your signings in before preseason starts, so they can acclimatize to preseason, to the team, then get games under their belt to be ready for the first game of the season. But you know what? I said it already. I'm not worried about Victor Gyökeres. It will take time. It will take time for him to acclimatize, but he will get there. He will absolutely get there, and especially against Leeds next weekend and going into the Liverpool game after that, he will be fine. He will get his minutes. He'll be all right at the end of the day, and this, that, and the other. So yeah, no worries about that at the end of the day. But worries about the team, as I said, first game of the season, and what can you do? Let's find out. What you can do is go back to a point where I'm talking about me now, because when it was a situation between David Raya and Ramsdale, right, I was like, Ramsdale's been done hard by, but ever since then, Raya has just proven more and more why he's actually a really good goalkeeper, why Mikel Arteta did make the right decision in that department to get David Raya as a goalkeeper. Not only is he a great goalkeeper, he's a great commander of his box as well, because the Man United, where we scored, the Man United error comes from Bayern, not for being strong in his box. Not being strong in his box. Well, do you know what? There's some debate about that goal. Should it have been disallowed? Should the Arsenal goal have been disallowed? Because apparently Saliba was doing a bit too much, and maybe at the end of the day, if the shoe was on the other foot and Man United, that would feel aggrieved by that. That is a question. So let me know in the comments below. But we get the goal. Bayern there doesn't command his box, and that's what David Raya does. He commands his box. So whenever there was pressure, he comes and collects the corners, or he does a big punch, or he makes great saves from a Mbeumo header and a Cunha shot from a tight angle as well. David Raya was the best player on Arsenal's team today, no doubt about that. But even getting into the game as well, when the game starts and Man United are constantly putting us under pressure, I feel like for most of the game, Man United had the better of us, to be honest. For about 70% of the game, Man United had the better of us. We just had them in one moment, which was the corner. Declan Rice was the new set piece tactic, where the players are on the edge of the box, they run in, and that's where Calafiori gets the header. After the goal, we controlled the game for a little bit, But after that, Man United had a better chances. Dorgu hit the post. Breakaways from Cunha and Bumo as well. Do you know what? First game of the season. I mean, even with the chances that they had, most of them weren't necessarily clear cut to say the least. But we did the best that we could of it, and obviously we kept a clean sheet. So I'm not completely mad about that. But we need Martinelli had look. None of the attacking three was fine today. So looking at that left wing, definitely need to bring a left winger in. Definitely need to bring another attacking midfielder in. Eze today. I don't know. I feel like that free kick was wrongfully disallowed, in my opinion. But anyway, apparently he was too close to the wall, or whatever, and this, that, and the other. I didn't even know that was a law. But anyway, Eze showed again why I want him at Arsenal. But the fact that he started today, um, says that potentially talks are potentially stalled with Tottenham and that their developments have, I don't know, not really developing right now on the transfer front. But anyway, someone like Eze should be at Arsenal, but we do need that at the end of the day. But it's the first game of the season. And sometimes when you don't win pretty football, you have to win ugly. And we won ugly. We won ugly. There was a great challenge in there from Saliba at one point, I think in the first half as well. Was it the first half? Or was it the second half? It was the second half. And I think it was, who was it on? I can't remember who it was on, but it was a brilliant tackle. Absolutely brilliant tackle. So yeah, big up Saliba, but the defenses didn't have their best of games today. Do you know what? Let's get into the not predicted 11, the player ratings. But before I get into the player ratings, even though we didn't have the best of games today, we needed to win because everyone else above us scored 3 or 4 goals to win their game. We were the only team this weekend that scored 1 goal and actually won our game. Every other team that scored a goal and conceded lost their game apart from Liverpool. I think that's correct. So the keeping a clean sheet is key, and that's how you can win titles with a great goalkeeper, with a great defense, hopefully a great midfield as well. We'll talk about the midfield briefly in the player ratings, and that front three will click, but we do need a left winger. So let's get into the player ratings. Davaria, 8, straight out the gate. 8, 8. Well done, my friend. Man of the match. That's it. Simple, because without you, we don't win that game. We absolutely don't win that game. Made some brilliant saves. So thank you very much. 8. Ben White started the game. Ben White had an okay game. It was okay. 6. Saliba, Gabriel, who was the better of the two? You might say Saliba was the better. I'd give Saliba a 7, Gabriel a 6. I give Calafiori a 7 for scoring the goal as well. It was a bit dynamic. He did have trouble against Mbumo. There was a lot of times that Mbumo was just free on the right-hand side, and then I was just asking myself a question, why is Mbumo always free? So I'm wondering where Calafiori was, because he was the left back for that game. But I'll give him a 7 because he scores the winning goal. So what's that? Davare 8, White 6, Saliba 7, Gabriel 6, Calafiori 7, Zubamendi, decent ball winner. He is a good ball winner, but I didn't see the slick passing and the spraying of balls and cutting of play. And do you know what I'm saying? I didn't see that part of Zubamendi today that we saw over preseason that he did so well. So I'm going to give him a 6 today. I'm going to give Odegaard a 6. It's a high 6. Now, is it a high 6? No, it's a 6. It's a 6. And the reason why I'm just going to give him a 6, he did do some nice little neat bits in the game today, but there were times he didn't release the ball enough. There were times where Arsenal were trying to counter-attack. That's what we need to get really better at, is counter-attack. And we was poor in the counter-attack today. If Man United had better finishing potentially on the counter-attack today, or just better decisions in the last moment, maybe they may have scored a few more goals. But also there were so many times where we could have went on the counter-attack and the pass was just too heavy, too wayward, or we was a bit too slow. It just wasn't great. It just wasn't great. So yeah, so there was that. So yeah, I'm gonna give Odegaard a 6. And I'll give Rice a 7. He gets the assist, and he had a decent game today as well. The whole of the front three I'm gonna give 6s. Saka gets a 6, Gyökeres gets a 6, Martinelli gets a 6 as well. None of them had the best of games today. They tried at their best, but they didn't do their best. So let me go back over that. So David Raya's at 8. White 6, Saliba 7, Gabriel 6, Calafiori 7, Zubamendi 6, Odegaard 6, Rice 7, Saka, Gyökeres, Martinelli 6s. I think that's fair. And if you're coming off the bench, Timber 6. He was decent when he came on. Timber was actually decent when he came on. Marino comes on 6. Havertz 6. Who else comes on? Who else came on? Skelly 6. Someone else came on, and I'm gonna give them a 6 as well. I can't remember who it was, but yeah, Madueke 6. They weren't great. They weren't effective when they really came on. But Timber, I might get, Timber was a 6, but he's a high 6, 6.5. I get Timber 6.5. We do 0.5s on my channel. That's what we're doing. We're gonna do 0.5s on my channel. We're gonna do 0.5s. But yeah, at the end of the day, we walk out of Old Trafford happy with a win, with 3 points in our hand, and we go into Leeds next week. Leeds United, the champions of the championship, and then it's Liverpool. And you want to go into Leeds at home next week on the back of a win at Old Trafford, because you don't want to go in on a loss and then have to try and get a win and have to go and play hard and then potentially draw or lose that game, and then you've got to go to Liverpool. No, start with a win at Old Trafford. Tough away game out the way. We go home next week. Hopefully Gyökeres can get his first goal of the season at the Emirates, and that can be a springboard for him going into the Liverpool game and going into the rest of the season. So let me know in the comments below if you think my player ratings was fair. Was I a bit too harsh? Did I miss anyone out today that could have had higher player ratings for the game? Was there anyone that I was a bit too harsh on? Who knows? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Let me know what you think as well of my analysis of the game as well. Do you think it was fair? Do you think would you like a bit more analysis on this channel? Would you like a tactical show on this channel? Who knows? Let me know. Love and guidance, people. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you comment in the comment section below of everything and your predictions. Actually, no, we won't get your predictions in for the Leeds United game yet. We won't get that in yet. But let me know who your man of the match was. That's it. Let me know who your man of the match was in the comments below. All right. Love and guidance, people. Peace.